Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Lisa. I hope you're all having a wonderful and creative day. And today I was thinking about mass making some tags. I'm definitely going to need some tags coming up in the near future and some bigger ones. So I thought I would see what I can make. So I came up with this and I tried to use stuff that hopefully most everybody has on hand. And I've just taken regular cardstock. I pulled whites and beige that I had on hand. I got bigger ones, skinnier ones, off-white ones, just a variety of stuff. And then I pulled out book pages, and if you've done any sort of journal, you've got book pages. I've got a stack of these, which were from my Reader's Digest book. So they're not in the best shape. They're a little brittle, but they're definitely aged. So I thought these would be great for it. So put a book page on there. I put a little gesso on there just to kind of soften the background. And then washi tapes, just a whole bunch of random washi tapes and a flower. I used a Tippet, the one that I colored in yesterday's video with my alcohol markers. And I used one of those little numbers that I did in that quick video as a tab. Just glued it to the top. I thought that'd be fun. I did wrap around the washi tape. Might need to put a little glue there just to add a little fun to the back of the tag. And that is it. So some book page, washi tape, simple. All right, so I'm gonna just make one real quick, then I'm gonna cut the camera and make the rest, because this part is not exactly the most exciting part. But all I did was, like I said, I took the let's just do the smaller one. I took the cardstock and just put some glue on it and attached the book page. Like, could it be any simpler? The only thing I did was I tried to make sure that it was fully covered so that the paper wouldn't necessarily bubble up. So we're just going to cover that up. And I'll put the book page down. And I'm going to try to, it's not totally necessary, but I would try to make sure it's straight. And the way I do that is if I look at the bottom along one line of words, and lay it down. And I do a mic scraper here. And just squish it out a bit. And there we go. Now, this one I did roll the paper to the top just to add a little bit on there. So I might do that on this one, but it's not necessary. Let's grab my scissors. But I'm just going to cut the edge off. And if you have a little bit thicker cardstock, it makes it definitely easier to cut, because you can rest your scissors on the edge of the cardstock and cut it. If you wanted to cut it with a slidey cutter or something, or X-Acto, you could do that, but this does without a problem. And toss that, and like I said, just to add a little extra fun to it, I'll put a little glue on that book page, and I'm just gonna fold it back, and there we go. Squish it down. Okay, so there is the tag. Now it can be a tag, it could be a journal card, it could be whichever way you want it to be. We don't have to necessarily gesso it if you don't mind. We could definitely just add the flower and the washi tape to it. I just thought the gesso added a little bit of, not grunge to it, but a little bit of weathered look to it. Yeah. All right, so I have my open gesso here because I painted that one and I never closed it. So I have this, and I'm gonna start with a little bit of gesso, just because I don't want to have too much on there. And you only need to really paint one side. Call it painting, but you only have to really paint one side. And I'm not even doing a good job. I'm doing a random job because this is where the washi tape is going to go. So we're only going to do this. Now the only thing I'm really doing is making sure there is no like thicker parts that are going to take longer to dry. Okay, so just close this for a minute here and put that to the side. All right, so if I let that dry and then go ahead and cut it to an angle shape or use the rounder for that, and make it into a journal card. So I'm going to pause the video, and I am going to make up a whole bunch so that we can have fun decorating. So hang on, and I will be right back. All right, I am back. So I've decorated, I don't know what you want to call it, but I need to add some glue here. Added the paper and put the gesso on here. Now I tried to consciously put gesso on different sides so that I had some focal points, or washi tape on one side, focal points here. This one I almost did the whole thing. And yeah, so I kind of got opposites. Washi tape, focal point, washi tape. You see what I'm doing. All right, so I was thinking about, like I said, we got the flowers, and I kind of got flowers on my mind because of the flower journal, so I had a bunch of those cut out to add to these. But then I was thinking of other stuff that we could put on there, and I was thinking a Tim Holtz person could be kind of fun to put on one of these with some grungy kind of tape. She'd probably be perfect. She's nice and tall. I think I like her, so I might go with her. She's sitting. I definitely want somebody who's standing. I'll keep those both out. We'll figure out which one we're going to do later. But I thought that would be good. I do have the tall sticker flowers I could use. But yeah, anytime. It just seems like it's kind of fun to use something a little bit bigger for the focal point. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is, we'll get this out of the way. Oh, I wanted to say something here. I thought I saw it. It's probably going to be hard to tell, but this one I have, I think I put too much or not enough glue on there, so there's parts that did pucker up a little bit. Probably hard to see. That did pucker up a little bit for that. So keep that in mind, is if you can do a nice even coat underneath the paper, because this gesso does wet it down a little bit, and it will buckle if it gets wet. So yeah, well, let's do, since I'm doing the flower ones, let's do a flower one first. And I think I want to go with that one. I like that one. Okay, so let's find some blue washi tape that can go with this. All right, so I found some blue and some green washi tape. I don't know how much it's going to take. And I can't really tell you how many it's going to take because it depends on how big your card is and how big your strips are. But what I did do is try to do some wider ones and some thinner ones for this. So I'm going to put these over here. And this is fairly big, so I think I'm going to make it into a journal card. So I'm going to go ahead and trim it now. And I'm probably going to have to go back and do the part where I have the washi tape. All right, so, like I said, the washi tape is going to go on the side without the paint. And I think I'll start with, I gotta get rid of that end, it was pretty dry. I'm going to start with green, kind of like how the leaf is green on the bottom. And I'm going to have it hang over so I can go ahead and trim it later. And we're just going to go ahead and randomly add washi tape. And I'm trying not to overlap the washi tape since it is clear-ish. Let's put these up here that I've used. Since it is, whoops, that ripped in half. Since it is clear-ish, I don't want the one washi tape showing through necessarily for the other one. So I'm doing my best to put them right on top of each other. And I am staggering the ends here. All right, let's put a thinner one. Now, depending on where your focal point goes, you probably won't see a lot of these ends, so it doesn't totally matter. case you do, you want a little bit of variety. Okay, now I can go all the way to the top on this. I can stop part of the way. It is totally up to me how I want this to go. There we go, and got a little bit of a green here. Let's do another. This kind of reminds me of my belly bands I did recently with the wonky tops. I got wonkiness on the brain, I guess. All right, and I did have this skinny one. I think I want to put the skinny one on there. If I can find the end. Have I ever used this one before? All right, I'm going to break my rule, and I'm going to put it between these two as a transition. Okay. All right, there we go. Now, you can do it one of two ways. Like I did was wrap it over and make the back interesting, or cut it off. I think I'm gonna wrap it over. I think it adds a little bit of fun, but I am gonna glue it because they're tiny pieces, and they're gonna wanna peel back, I have a feeling. So we're just gonna go ahead and glue these down. Okay, and like I said, the bottom one, to make it be the little rounded edge, I'm gonna have to go in there and trim it. I would try to use the punch, but I don't think it's gonna go through. Okay, I mean, that's cute just like it is, right? All right, so we're going to add the focal point, and I want to put some sort of label at the bottom so that it is resting on something. And with one of these, that's cute with the bike. All right. I think I'm gonna put the flower down and then put the washi on top of it. Well, I'd love to hear if you think you'd like to try this idea. Like I said, I think it is stuff that most everybody has, and most everybody has a lot of. Sometimes you're like, what do I do with all this washi tape I have? What do I do with all these book pages I have? I mean, gesso might be the one thing that you don't have, but if you've got white acrylic paint, that could work too. You just need to water it down a little bit so that it's clear. But like I said, you don't even have to put that on there if you don't want to. All right, let's put this ticket on here. All right, so shall we put one of those on there? Might be too small for a tab, but you know what? I think it'd be fun as a accent, but I'm gonna trim it down just a little bit more and ink the edge. That over there. It has a little thicker paper, so I'm going to use the art glitter glue. There we go, which was not flowing out too nicely. Okay. Ink the edge just a little to frame it. and call that one done. I like it. Yeah, I really like it. Okay, let's make the person one, because I think that would be kind of fun to do. Let me get that glue closed here. All right, so we're gonna retire these. And, whoops, dropped it. And we are going to find some washi tapes that will go with those. All right, I am back with some washi tape. Did some beiges, blacks, and whites, numbers, notes. So I think this could be fun. I might end up making both of these because I like those washi tapes. Okay, so I think this girl on this one would be fun. Tall, skinny. Oh, I think I need something bigger for that. So let's go. Okay, we're gonna go with those two. So should I just do two of them at once? Why not? All right, I don't need this glue board just right now. I can stick them down. All right, so the tape's gonna go on this side and that side. Are you the same size? You are about the same size. I'm gonna do that so I can stick tape on that side and that side. Okay, now for the base, let's just start with, and as I'm saying that, I'm thinking, I don't know if I could do both at the same time, because do I want the same order of tape? Not necessarily. Now some of these I think are paper backed. Yeah, this one's paper backed. It's going to be a little bit more, not involved, but tricky. I think what I'm going to do is make them about one off. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we've got a plan. This one is hard to tell, but it's got little buttons on there. I thought that was cute. Well, it certainly makes the mask making part a little easier when you can do more than one thing at once. All right, let's skip to black now again. Yeah, I think these are going to be nice. Nice and neutral. All right. Nothing wrong. This has flowers on it, so it's got a bit of color, but I don't find anything wrong with that. Yeah. Close those up a little bit. All right, let's go with this. Are you paper? Oh, you are paper. I would have not guessed this was a paper one. It's sticky, that's for sure. Oh, I just thought of something. I forgot I have, oops. When I was thinking about the skinny, I have those Tim Holtz. Got these Tim Holtz ones. And they're all skinny, aren't they? But that could be fun. It's got little red numbers and words. Okay, we're going to do that after we do one more. All right, this has cancellation stamps on them. Make sure the words are going up the right way. All right. Just a little pop of color. Okay, this has a little script on there. Enjoy the little things. Very faint, but it's there. Put that there. Put that there. All right, let's do some music. Okay, now we have, this one's a paper one also. It's kind of like a film strippy kind of thing, but it's more on the grays and hints of black, which I thought could be fun. There we go. Oh, that's nice and ripped. I don't want to do that one. Appears there are some Kodak words on here, so I'm going to make sure that the word Kodak is facing upward. Oops, not upward. There we go. Okay, and I do have a tape measure. I think this is a paper one too, yep. Okay, and then the last one on this one is going to be this one, because I think that's far enough up, because if I want to cut it into a tag, it's going to be at an angle anyway, so let's not. Okay, all right, so basically the same, yet a little bit different. Yeah, okay, so let's, I have to clean these paper ones up later because they're harder to deal with, but I can put the other ones away. All right, so let's glue these, wrap them around. If I'm going to take all that time to pick and choose washi tape, right? Okay, fold that down. fell swoop. Get a little bit more right underneath there. Okay, there's that one. And let's go ahead and glue this one. Oops. Yeah, I like the way those look on the back. It's fun. What do you think? Look better when the purple's gone, but all right. Rid of that. And so the little girl's going to go on that one. I'll get a label for her to stand on, and this young lady's going to go on that one. Yeah, they don't need too much more, that's for sure. Just a little label to stand on, or maybe a something like that. Yeah, let's have her stand on that. And I think I'm going to just put a little piece of tape across the top. Need something a little skinnier. Not going to use the whole piece. Actually, oh, I'm going to go with that. Just creates kind of like a little bit of a shadow on there. I need that for her. We will see. Okay, so I'm going to start by angling it, and I think I'm just going to use this big one and a tiny one for the bottom. Beautiful. And I'm just going to put a little ink on the side. It's a little bit white. And put some glue on her. Now this probably would have looked good with a little fairy wing on the back or something maybe. I put those butterflies, that would have looked probably fun. But it's simple, right? I mean, you could definitely do some more with it if you wanted to. Put another label behind her head, up and down or something. Some numbers over there. Like I said, I had those tops where I did the little tabs for the top. I do have these that are a little bit more on the neutral side. Just gonna nip the edges off, make them look a little bit older. Let's see how that looks. I think I'm gonna do it. Could punch a hole in here, add some ribbon across the top. So many options to be able to decorate that, but it just adds a little bit to it. I like it. It's simple. Yeah. All right, let's see what we can do for her. Okay, so should we put don't necessarily think she needs anything to stand on. She can stand on this, what you want to call it, right on the edge of that label. So maybe I will put a little bit of the tape across it just to give a little bit of a shadow. Yeah. Okay. Seems like I should have some sort of label or something over there. I like that one. All right, I am gonna trim it down a little though, and gonna track down my hole punch. They got little divots in there. I don't think I need a small one. Okay, maybe I do need a big one. Oh yeah, that's good. Just don't want to get rid of the black ink. Yeah, I think it just finishes it off just a little bit. Make it look a little bit more ticket-like. All right. Okay, let's glue this down because I'm going to tuck it behind her. Okay, and let's do the same with her. Put a little bit of ink on the sides just to get rid of the white core. And glue her down. Yeah, I like these. These are fun to make for sure. And I have a couple more blank ones left that I can go ahead and make some, so that's good. Yeah, not too bad. I forgot to angle it. I think I'm going to do the same thing on this one. Big one and tiny one. I really do like the backs of these with the tape, like a fun formation of tape. All right, should I put one on the top? I do have there might be two. That's a little bit more to be the right color. Trim this one down again. Well, when I made these in my I think it was the last video. I don't think it was 2 ago. I'm amazed at how much use I've gotten out of them already. That is upside down. There is a number 5 that way. And you get an idea in your head. You're like, well, that could be fun to play with. That could work. And then you make them, and then maybe you don't. Maybe you use one, and then you don't use any more. They're just sitting there. But I really like that I've been able to use quite a few, and I used the 5 twice. But look how different that looks. 5 with the purple, 5 with the beige. Yeah, I love it. Okay, let's see. Yeah, those two came out really, really nice. Might have to end up putting some glue or something on here. This one ended up overlapping and it's kind of sticking up, but probably be okay. All right, I think we'd like to make one more, and I think I want to make this yellow-orange butterfly here. And I'm going to do my old trick with get a little bit of ink in there beforehand. Okay. There we go. Oops, don't rip little antlers. I mean antennas. There we go. All right, let me put it somewhere. I probably shouldn't have peeled it yet, but I'll put it somewhere safe. Let's put it over here. And I'm gonna find some washi tape. All right, I found a bunch of washi tapes. At first, I didn't think I was gonna find too much yellow/orangish colors, but I'm quite surprised with how many I had for this. So I decided to do the bigger card. I thought that would be kind of fun to do. And let's get this a rolling. I did see this, which had flowers and butterflies on it. I'm thinking it would be a good base for it. So we're just gonna cut this because the next piece has a bit of, it's like a stamp. So, all right, so we're gonna want to put it on this side, and you will just go there. Yeah, that's not too bad. I like that. Okay, let's proceed. I can always tell when I end up liking what comes out in the project because I want to do a whole bunch more and like not stop. Oh, this is so pretty. Oh, look. Have I used this one before? It looks like I have. Okay. All right, some stars. Yeah, they're I thought the yellow and the orange would be a good combination. It's kind of, I'm gonna, I decided that I'm gonna cut this one and not wrap it around, so I'm okay that it's a bit short. And a lot of them had floral on there, which I thought was kind of fun with the butterfly, because he could be, oh, I think you're upside down. Yeah, you were upside down. I think it'd be kind of fun that he's floating, she's floating in. All right, let's do, I got so many choices here. All right, let's do the arrow. All right, so the question is, does the arrow point to the butterfly or away from the butterfly? I have it pointing away. Okay, and another pretty set of flowers. For the butterfly to fly into. All right, this I think is a paper one. Yep. I think it's going to take me longer to clean up this video than it is to make it with all those paper washi tapes. It's very graphic. I like that. Okay, so what? Okay, I haven't used that one yet. A little less graphic on that one. I seem to be going a little crooked here too. Hopefully not too crooked. And end up with the, kind of looks like sunflowers. Yeah. Well, I definitely grabbed more than I needed to on this one, looks like, but that's okay. All right, I'll probably end up rounding the tops because it's like a journal, so I am not going to put one all the way to the top, and I am going to trim. Yeah, there's a lot of cute ones in this one. I like this one. All right, round. Just a little ink on the ends to frame it out. Okay. All right, I think the butterfly is going to have to partially go off of this, which is okay. All right, I think I'm going to add some glue to this so it does not want to come off at some point. All right, sorry for the wingectomy. Yeah, it's cute. I think I need some sort of label over here. I know, like, that's more of an open space, but I kind of like how that goes with the random tape sticking out and Dr. La-Dee-Da. I wonder what kind of book that was, but that's funny. Alongside that meeting with Dr. La-Dee-Da. That's funny. Okay. All right, do I have a bright and cheery yellow ticket? You're not bright and cheery as much as I would like you to be. Oh, you are bright and cheery. Oh, I like you. Okay. All right, I think I'm going to put you there. I know I was talking about putting it down there, but okay. See how things change when you get an item. La-dee-da. Still see it. La-dee-da. Yeah, I don't mind it. I mean, like I said, this is definitely a almost like a focal point or an extra thing on its own. And I'm wondering, as I'm saying this, I'm thinking just to kind of block or break up that yeah, I like it. I like it a lot. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call this one done because otherwise, I mean, I would probably go on for about 3-4 hours of making these. All right, let's show these up close and personal, as they say. I figured I'd come up here to show you these and see that the tape ran out, but luckily it didn't. All right, so this is the one I made off camera with the purples. I really love it. And we have the vintage lady with the black and beige. And the little girl, same one. Very cool. I like that. And then we've got the blue flower. Very nice. I like the blues and greens together. And then last but not least, The orange and yellow. I really do like this one. I think it came out great. Okay, well that is going to be it for me today. I appreciate each and every one of you that has stopped by. And as usual, I hope you all have a wonderful and creative day. Bye now.